All right, let's hear it for the Supreme Court of the United States of America. How many times do you hear that? 2 times in a row. Boom. Not one. Boom. Twice. The U.S. Supreme Court today ruled the Trump administration cannot shut down DACA, cannot shut down Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. This is now going to allow 800,000 young people who are now young adults, many of them known as dreamers, to avoid deportation, remain in the United States. The decision is a huge, huge defeat for President Trump on the issue of immigration, which has been a major focus for those who don't follow Bradshaw Live and don't follow the news, been a major focus of his domestic agenda. Chief Justice John Roberts was the swing vote in the 5-4 decision that said the government did not give any good excuse why they were closing down the program. So they basically said, Donald Trump came out and said, yeah, I don't think Obama had the authority to do this. I'm going to shut it down. Well, you know what the Supreme Court said? That's not a good excuse because you think Obama didn't have authority to do it. That is no excuse. You didn't show any government reason, any significant reason why this program should be shut down. As a result, the Supreme Court said that Trump's order trying to shut down the DACA program completely illegal. What's amazing is that on Monday, Supreme Court, which is supposed to have a conservative majority, found in favor of LGBTQ employment discrimination, says you cannot discriminate in an employment situation against LGBTQ individuals. And now, second day in a row, second day this week, they came down with a huge decision that will reverberate socially throughout the United States of America. The DACA recipients will be able to stay here. That does not mean that the DACA recipients can get a green card. They still have to put a program together for that. But the DACA recipients will be able to live here legally. They will be able to renew their work permission. They will be able to continue to work and pay taxes. The Association of American Medical Colleges told the court last fall, as part of the pro-DACA litigants, well before this pandemic, that the United States is unprepared to fill the loss that would result if DACA recipients were excluded from the healthcare workforce. DACA recipients were on the front line and are still on the front line for coronavirus. More than 100 business groups, including Apple and Microsoft, sought to preserve DACA, and figures show that over 90% of DACA participants have a job. Now, Trump tweeted this afternoon. All right, the pumpkin tweeted this afternoon. Do you get the impression? I can't do a Trump imitation. I wish I could. Do you get the impression that the Supreme Court doesn't like me? And remarked, these horrible and politically charged decisions coming out of the Supreme Court are shotgun blasts into the face of people that are proud to call themselves Republicans. I don't know if it is or not because a large majority of Americans support DACA. A significant minority of Republicans support DACA. A huge, huge majority of Democrats support. So nationally, over 65% of Americans supported DACA, over 80% of Democrats, and I think close to 40% of Republicans. So that's not necessarily true that Republicans were not supporting DACA. And look at Trump saying he's taking it personally. Well, he should take it personally because he's an idiot. Because if he did things the proper way, there wouldn't be a DACA right now. But he just decided to wake up one morning and say, you know what, no more DACA, without any legal thought process on why there shouldn't be DACA. So as a result, Trump only has himself to look at, not the Supreme Court. Meanwhile, so if you, by the way, if you have DACA, you can renew it. Go renew it. Now, that doesn't mean, by the way, I just have one other thing. That doesn't mean that Trump can't try to overturn it again. But if he does, it's going to take another year or 2 years or 3 years to work through that court process. And I don't think he's going to do anything before the election come November. So let's see what happens. Meanwhile, DACA recipients are safe at least for another couple of years. Thanks for watching. For more Bradshaw Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.